This is a free sample of the book How to Talk to 9's and 10's by Cairo Copeland. The first half of the book is posted right here on YouTube, free for everyone to listen to. If you like this content and want to hear or read the rest of it, or want to listen to it free of ads, visit reinventideal.com/talk. The book is available on Kindle, paperback, and Audible at reinventideal.com/talk.
Chapter 4. Shortcuts to get past small talk. Now that you've opened her and found out she was in a social mood enough to talk to a stranger, you've introduced yourself and learned her name. Maybe you have even made your intent clear. Either way, you're still in small talk and need to get out of it fast. But how? The only purpose small talk should serve is to open up the possibility of a conversation and estimate what depth is possible for it. Never an exact estimation, but it tells you if this interaction is worth the effort. Small talk also serves the purpose of letting her know that you're a normal human being capable of an intelligent interaction. The trick now is the transition from small talk to big talk. We can't start with big talk. Try asking a 9 or a 10 what her life purpose is before saying anything else and see how that goes. Not just right off the bat, but also if you did this right after the opening small talk, she'd look at you like some weirdo. Clearly the skill of moving past small talk is very necessary to master. Once you do master this skill, you can connect with almost anyone instantly. Most people want more connections in their life, but don't know how to make that happen, or aren't very good at it. The good news is that only one person in the conversation has to know how to do it. Go ahead and assume that burden yourself. Here's how it looks when you can't get past small talk. Him. Hey, I saw you over here and I had to say, that's the most elaborate tattoo I've ever seen. I'm John, what's your name? Her. Alicia. Him. Alicia, nice to meet you, Alicia. Her. Thank you. Him. So, do you come around here often? Her. No, not really. Him. You should. It's a real poppin' place with lots of good stuff going on. Her. I didn't know. Him. So, where are you from? Her. Charlotte, and you? Him. Tampa. So this is quite a change of scenery for you, isn't it? Her. Yes, I suppose it is. Awkward tension building from him running out of things to say and remaining silent. Him. Well, I guess I gotta get going now. Her. Okay, nice meeting you. The sad thing is that she probably liked him, but he didn't have the skills to get past small talk, so she ended up not liking him because he made it awkward. Her comfort level faded, which he could sense as the social pressure on him became too great to endure. Thus, he ejected. It feels awkward because you end up talking about things you really don't care about and fail to relate on. Does the guy in this conversation really care about where she's from? Does she really care where he's from? Probably not. They misused small talk for its purpose. It's a jumping off point in getting to know each other, but that didn't happen in this conversation. They missed opportunities to get to know each other better. They could have made things more personal and dug into deeper things. She says she's from Charlotte. You could say, I've never been to Charlotte. What's it like there? Then she tells you about it, and what she says will either be flattering or eschewing of the city. You can then come back to say, so what brought you here? Perhaps she moved because of a job. You ask her about that, and she says she works at the hospital. You could then say something like, oh, my friend works there too. So tell me this, what do you like better, healing people or the status of a universally respected career? Notice how that last question was asked. It wasn't just an interrogative sentence that had a wide range of possible answers. That would be an open-ended question, which are good questions to ask, but not this early in the interaction. This question is less open-ended, and it gives her a few options for telling you about what she likes. When you ask questions this way, you make it easy for her to talk to you, while still getting her to dish out more information. Further, you set yourself up to branch off into other areas of conversation, From here, you can ask if she always wanted to do this, if there are things she doesn't like about the job, if there's something she'd rather do instead, if there are parts of the job that make her feel like her life has been a good one, etc. The point is to get to relating to one another. This is what gets you past small talk, reaching the point where the two of you can see things from the same perspective. If you fail to get past small talk, it's because you failed to relate to the other person. Your objective is to get her to tell you about herself. People only do this for people they like. If they're telling you about themselves, they don't stop to logically deduce whether they like you. They just assume they do and justify why they do later. How connected someone feels to you has nothing to do with how well they know you. It has everything to do with how well they think you know them. Asking where she's from and what she does will not do this. But dreams, passions, motivations, and story, she begins to build that connection in her head. Ask the right questions. What do you like about that? How did you decide to do that? How come you are doing X, Y, and Z instead of A, B, and C? If you could do anything else instead, what would it be? These questions break them out of autopilot. They're so used to answering the same tired questions that they have canned answers. Even as they say them, they feel like they're just playing a pre-recorded message for you. You can't connect with someone on autopilot. You want to get her thinking, investing, and putting work into the conversation. That builds the connection. When asking the questions, though, avoid the word why. The word itself usually puts people into a defensive mode. Worse yet, it's a question we're used to hearing from annoying little kids. The better course of action is to try to find out why without directly asking why. This will help you move beyond the basic. Why seems like a canned question or one that's asked as a reflex. It sounds like you're only asking it because you feel obligated to, instead of really wanting to find out the reason. Whereas asking something like, how did you decide to do that? Instead of, why did you do that? It sounds like you're more interested in the real answer. It is not often that she's asked what motivated her to become a nurse or what she'd do instead if she got the chance. Always try to relate to her and what she tells you when possible. If she says, I'm from Miami, you could say, amazing, that's where my parents met. How did you find your way here? Notice with this response, it isn't an immediate follow-up question by itself. It starts out with amazing and adds a personal touch to it as an attempt to relate. You will want to do this to put them at ease and reassure them that they're not talking your ear off and annoying you about something you don't care about. Another reason people don't get past small talk is because they fail to get enough information to make a conversation happen. That is the one-word answer dilemma that many guys run into and come to the conclusion that she's just not interested in them. What they forget is that everyone in today's world is really bad at in-person socializing because most of our social interactions are from screens. Women are no exception to that, but they are made very happy and even aroused when a man can carry the burden of making the social interaction progress easily. What most guys experience is this. You. Where are you from? Her. Kansas? You. Nice. Her. Yeah, I guess. The one-word answers aren't an attempt to shit on you and shut you up or tell you to buzz off. If she wanted you to buzz off, she'd say so. It's her saying, I do want to talk to you, but talking to strangers is hard for me and I need you to be extra good at this for the both of us. You. Where are you from? Her. Kansas. You. What twister brought you to this side of the rainbow? Her. At first I moved here for a job. Then I fell in love with this town. This conversation has the potential to go somewhere now. There was so much meat in her last answer to ask about. You may have even hit jackpot if she really likes The Wizard of Oz. The next important aspect is to tie a train of thought back to a preceding one. Some guys will feel they have hit a wall at this point. You. Have you ever tried surfing? Her. No. They see that as a, oh shit, I had a lot to say about that subject, but now I can't say anything. Instead, take it like this. You. Have you ever tried surfing? Her. No. You. Oh, really? Well, the reason I ask is because you look like you'd be good at it. Her. Really? You. Yeah, you're the right height, seem in shape, and judging from how well you wear those tall heels, You must have good balance control. Her. I never thought of that. You see, for surfing you need... Now this guy gets to talk about what he really wanted to. The important lesson to deduce from all these examples is that just because she isn't talkative right from the start, do not take that the wrong way. It doesn't mean that she really wants you to fuck off, but doesn't want to be rude and say that. It's that social interactions are rare these days, and therefore, so is social intelligence. Many people are really bad at mingling. Most of their conversations with their friends are through Facebook DMs and texting. Most of their dating is done through Tinder, particularly with the millennial generation and under. Having to talk to another person is a challenge they need to be warmed into. Just watch a millennial try to make a phone call to a utility company. They do it kicking and screaming. The essential steps to get past small talk are: ask the right questions, relate to what you hear, and offer more detail. As you are trying to make the transition out of small talk, use the questions you ask and things you say as a way to fish information out of her that you can relate to, or ask more about it. Then, after doing this, offer up more details about yourself as it relates to that subject. Then, you've kicked down the door, standing in the way that small talk is.
Thank you for listening to this free sample of the book How to Talk to 9's and 10's by Cairo Copeland. If you enjoyed it and want to hear or read the rest, or want to listen to it free of ads, visit reinventideal.com/talk, where the book is available on Kindle, paperback, and Audible at reinventideal.com/talk.